This will obviously go on YouTube. I don't know how I'll edit it or whatnot. It'll be probably pretty long since it's a full set review. And for those of you wondering why I don't do card reviews as they get announced, and I do just one big one at the end, it's because basically reviewing cards without seeing the full set and without playing with the cards is fucking pointless. Like, a card comes out and I can call it amazing, but if there's no support for it, the card dies. And it's impossible. Like, even reviewing the cards without playing with them, like, it's impossible to say how good they are, but at least you have a better idea when you see basically them all instead of one at a time. So that's kind of why I do the whole set and not, you know, in pieces. But the big IQ play is to do in pieces and then do a full set review after they've all come out instead of the same thing again. Rake in more views. That shit's lit. All right, so we'll start with Demon Hunter here. No, Putin, we're just getting started. We're starting with Demon Hunter. We're doing a full set review. Let's take a peek here. Let's take a peek. All right, final showdown. Demon Hunter Quest. Yo, Draco, what are you doing right now? You feel like coming in Discord and talking with me as we cover Demon Hunter? You want to join me just for the Demon Hunter cards? Are you busy? You want to do a spontaneous come in here?
So you want to do this review? All right, we're on the final showdown, right? Originally, when I looked at this, I was disappointed. I thought it was bad because drawing that many cards in a turn seems unrealistic in a singular turn, right?
Yes, but
then
tradable.
I thought about Glide because Glide completes every side of the quest line by itself as a single card. Right?
They're all 4? No. The first one's draw 4, the second one's draw 5, and then the next one's draw 5. Okay.
So it counts the first draw of your turn. So Glide always does 5 at least.
Okay.
So step 2 and 3 can always be completed by a singular Glide.
Mm-hmm.
And you can complete step 1. The easiest way to do it is double jump Spectral Sight.
Okay.
Because that's 4 cards, right? And
counting the one you draw on your turn.
Right.
Okay.
And I think what people are kind of missing about this quest is that the real benefit is the individual reward you see on the first, second rewards, which is reduce all the costs of the cards that you drew by 1. And I watched a couple people do this today, or one person do this because no one wanted to play Demon Hunter, but this card is most good because of that demon underneath of it, the Brute, the Ire-bound Brute, the 7 mana like card that says for the amount of cards you drew in this turn. All right, so this is the swing, okay? Turn 4 or turn 5, turn 4 with coin or turn 5, you play Coin Glide or just Glide, and then this costs 1 because it gets reduced no matter what. And so you basically get a whole hand of new cards. They all get reduced by 1. You have other free cards in your hand most likely, and then you just drop a 6/7. It's actually pretty good tempo. You know, like turn 4, coin, get a whole hand of your cards reduced, and then drop a 6/7. That's a good deal.
And it doesn't really matter if you get this from Glide or not, or whether you drew it, because it just says cost 1 less for each card drawn this turn. So that discount, it doesn't have to like be in your hand or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Well, you would need to get it off of the Glide because Glide shuffles all your cards back into the deck. But
unless you draw it from a card that you get from Glide.
True. That would be another, you know, like if you get Glide and then you get a 1 mana Spectral Sight and cast that, then you just drew 7 cards in a turn and this is free.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That's a good point.
Insane.
That's a lot of tempo. Plus he has taunt. I think taunt's a big deal too.
Yeah. I think so. This is what we were talking about the way to build this is I think what you want to do is I think you want 2 double jumps, 2 Spectral Sights, 2 Glides. And those are your only outcast cards. Because then all you need to do is find a singular double jump or one of the outcast cards, and then you just get to the next step. And it just makes the quest extremely consistent. But if you run Wand Maker, you could philosophy these things and play them all on the same turn for free if you want.
Okay, so just to look at the quest, I honestly don't even know what the end does. I haven't even looked at like half these cards. So it reduces, the first part is reduce it by 1, second part's reduce it by 1, and then you get the Curtis, and then the Curtis for the rest of the game, cards you draw cost 2 less. So where does this like, does it fit into just like a tempo Demon Hunter that draws a lot? Is that basically the deck archetype? Like,
I don't think so. I think what you do is I think you build a actually, so you put the OTK shell in it and then put a whole bunch of control cards in it. So the longer the game goes, your cards just keep getting cheaper and better. Like the way we were thinking about theorizing doing it is running that other legendary that replays all your spell cards and some chaos strikes and just a whole bunch of like furies and things like that. So you can have the OTK to win with if you get those, or you can just or you can win from tempoing out a whole bunch of cheap like giant demons. Like it fits in the big demon shell pretty well as well. Yeah, I don't know. I think you want to run like Zai and stuff in this deck. So like once you start getting all these heavily reduced cards, you start making them even cheaper and duplicating them, and then yeah, I think it fits in a control shell. That's my opinion. Just because like an aggro deck's gonna run out of steam typically. And this card's not gonna have early game because we're gonna be drawing in the early game, right? Like we're gonna have to swing back.
So what I'm scared of is I just pictured just running this in OTK Demon Hunter. That's it. Like they just run this in their deck now, and it just reducing is all the OTK deck wants to do, right? Is just get to the combo as fast as possible and have enough mana to do it. So this just to me just looks like a card that's just good in OTK. Because you're cycling through all your stuff anyway.
The problem is Skull isn't good with like completing quests because Skull draws 4 cards.
But you don't
in
need
a turn,
Skull.
and the final things are 2.
When you're discounting all the cards drawn by 1, like
we don't need Skull, is what you're saying.
Yeah, Skull is unnecessary. Between the cards discounted by 1 and then the final result, and the fact that if you don't hit stuff that you want, you're gonna toss the stuff back into your deck that you don't need yet. And you're gonna use the cheaper stuff that helps you either draw more or keeps you alive. And then you're probably gonna, by turn 6 to 8, you've cycled through I don't know how much, because everything's getting discounted by 1, and you're playing all the glides and your spectral sights. And then by the time it gets to turn 6 to 8 anyway, your deck is thin enough where you're just killing your opponent. Like it seems,
it's an interesting take. You think this quest might be strong enough and to basically remove the skulls, build the OTK Demon Hunter around like glides and completing the quest, and then we just reshape the shell of OTK, and then it just gets ran in its utmost degeneracy that way.
Yeah, I feel like
I think that's likely.
Like
that's likely
because the control is
what
like
it is.
It's hard because the control stuff you gotta wait. This takes up a card in the hand. You have to make sure you have removal. Like the other way, you're just doing the same shit you did, but it's just you get more discounts. Like reducing all cards drawn by 1 just seems better than waiting till turn 6 for a Skull. Like you get to do this twice.
You get to do it way earlier.
Yeah, you get to do it.
Broken stuff faster. That's usually good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it opens up a lot of opportunities, and it's actually much more powerful than people were giving it credit for. I think the deck building restriction of being able to hit the draw percent like amounts each turn to get the value off it, though, will be something that requires people to play correctly. Like I watched a streamer play it today. They played through a deck together, and they made a misplay on turn 3. What a huge misplay, actually. What they did was they played the quest on turn 2, and then on turn 3 they had an outcasted spectral sight that drew a Battle Fiend and a double jump, and instead of playing the double jump, they played the Battle Fiend. But if they played the double jump, it would have completed the first quest and made the Battle Fiend free.
That's right.
Right? So you have to. So it is going to be it's going to be one of those decks where you have to do like counterintuitive things to get the biggest benefit off of it. But I like that. I think it'll be fun to build around and to play with. And all of the cards look really cool. So
yeah. There's definitely a lot of flavor in this set, and this is We'll see where this card lands. I'm hoping it doesn't fit into like the same deck that already exists.
He makes Glide really powerful, and that's going to
Yeah.
be crazy because the other decks are super powerful. So if we're shuffling all their cards back in, that's going to really impact the meta if that's good. So
Yeah. I mean, when you're affecting your opponent's hand and making it so they have max of what 5 cards, and every time they're, because I've seen a lot of discounts in this set. I haven't seen all the cards yet, but I have seen a lot of things that discount stuff or buff stuff. So when you're just like reshuffling it back into their deck, you're negating everything they just have done and getting yourself where you want to be and taking them farther away from they want to be, or where they want to be. So yeah, we'll see where it lands. Seems good. Very meta dependent though. All right, we've got Metamorphin Megafin, a 1 mana
such
1/2
a cool card.
taunt. Battle cry: if you've cast a fell spell this turn, gain +2/+2. Seems good.
It's kind of crazy. Like I feel like it's not good, but it's like if you're on turn 1 and you have like a Fury, you could coin Fury Metamorphin. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and if you, I mean, I don't know how Rush Murloc will do for
Taunt Murloc, not Rush. It doesn't have Rush. It turns into a 3/4
with taunt.
taunt on 1. That's crazy.
But I mean, even if you played on 2 or 3 alongside like another minion with a spell, it still seems okay. And yo, Lillian, appreciate the raid and welcome everybody. We're doing a full set review. Welcome guys. Welcome.
Yeah, I feel bad saying this card isn't good. If it gets fit into a deck, it's gonna be like hella annoying. You know, just like to see these things get thrown out in the game for 1 mana with the effect going off. It's gonna be a lot of tempo really quick.
Yeah, and it has taunt regardless, so this does open up any card that generates either a 1-drop. This has the ability to now generate that as well. So it just adds to the pool of 1-drops. So first day of school got a little bit worse and stuff like that. We have Sigil. 1 mana. Shadow. At the start of your next turn, draw a card and reduce its cost by 1. What do you think?
I think this card is kind of baity.
Really?
I feel like it's like a wasted deck slot. I mean, I guess the reduction's cool, but it's going to be hard to plan around this popping off for the quest. And I feel like it looks like quest bait. You know, like why would we run this when we could run 2 double jumps, 2 spectral sights, and 2 glides, and we're good, right? Why do we need to run this in the deck? Wouldn't we rather have cards that do things? But
I mean, maybe you don't have to play it in Final Showdown. Like I would probably play this in Big Demon Hunter, because I'm not really doing stuff in the beginning of the game or mid of the game. I kind of just want to get to my big boys and make plans. So if you sigil and you hit like,
making me look at it differently.
Like
I didn't even think about Big Demon Hunter. That's very clever. This might be good for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this, you play this on 1, play this on 2, play this on 3 when you're floating some mana, not doing too much, and then this hits like a Nova that you can play on 4. This hits a Cycle of Hatred that you can play on 6, a Pit Lord on 8, Inquisitor on 7. I feel like this is like for those decks that like it's not necessarily for the quest, but this seems like a pretty decent card to me. To be honest, this looks like a Magic card.
I guess if you think about it, it is kind of a draw card that has an upside where it actually makes its effect free in the big picture.
Mhm.
And that's kind of good. But the one thing that is also good about this in the quest concept is it makes it 0 if you ever draw it off the quest. So it turns into that negative value concept.
Yeah.
Which is why I was tunnel visioned.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this is actually a quest card.
Yeah, no, I think that's maybe we just use it as like consistent draw that we don't have to care about outcast and we can get to bank.
Yeah, it's a nice little flex spot for draw that if you're running bigger cards in the deck, it makes them a little bit more competitive, like, Cycle of Hatred and stuff like that. So
I am now convinced this card is bait to playable. So congratulations.
I don't like the artwork though, to be honest.
It does not look very Demon Hunter.
I'm very confused. We have just a horse and a guy whipping the horse, and it's like he's obviously standing in a sigil, but like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Fell Barrage.
Okay.
All right, we got our spell for our Murloc man. It's a 2 mana, deal 2 damage to the lowest health enemy twice.
This card is ridiculous. It goes face.
Hello? It does. My goodness. Well, that just seems very good. Where was this card when I played World of Warcraft?
And it has amazing spell damage synergy. Like,
if you
play Talented Arcanist in this, you just donked 8.
No. Oh yeah, because it'll give it +3, and that puts it to 5, and then it'll double it for 4 with Moarg.
It'll do 4 damage twice. Or I mean, if you throw it doesn't work with Moarg because if it goes face. But if they don't have anything on the board and you just play Talented Arcanist, you just did 8 damage to their face.
But what if you play the guy Silas and then you give them a 1/4?
That makes the Moarg hurt them a lot. Interesting. So yeah, this card's very conditional and flexible simultaneously. You know, like if you want to set this up as a finisher, that's going to be like pretty hard to do if your opponent's like aggressive or has like cards to play on the board. But simultaneously doing 2 damage to the lowest health enemy twice is like a crazy thing to play around if it's a meta card. You know, like if you're playing against demon hunters that run this card, you're going to have to think like, okay, I don't trade this minion into that because I don't want the big minion to be the one that gets hit with the Fell Barrage. You know, like, and that's like really nuts counterplay.
Yeah, cool, yeah. Demon Hunter with the big brain 2 mana interesting cards over here. I'm going to be honest though, again, not sure on the artwork here. Like, why does he have 2 swords or glaives, but yet he's shooting out of his finger? Like,
well, I mean, I think the flavor text answers that the best.
Okay, Curtis leapt over the tombstone towards the demonic invaders, yelling "pew pew" as he shot them down with the fell magic. Well, then put his glaives away. I don't know. It just looks weird to me.
Do you put them on your back? I guess that's what people do in WoW, right?
Yeah. You just what is it? Sheath them.
I don't know, man. It kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
and he still has the weapon in his hands, which makes him pretty fierce. I'm into it. It's like a Fell Kamehameha, and he can still cut you up. Very dangerous.
All right. A Fell Kamehameha. You heard it here first here, boys and girls. All right. Chaos Leech. All right. I like the artwork on this. This is good artwork. 3 mana, lifesteal.
Like
it does have a StarCraft vibe to it. And she is sucking the soul out of this, what are these companions called? You should know what they're their mount. They're like, it's like a fell saber. There you go. Yeah. Lifesteal, deal 3 damage to a minion, and then if it's outcast, you can deal 5 instead. So it's a 3 mana, deal 5, heal 5 if it is outcasted. So this adds cards to our Illidari studies that can be pulled from now for additional heals.
Yeah, I don't know if we run it in OTK Demon Hunter. I mean, that is like obviously its most, straightforward implication. We play this card because if you have a Moarg and it's outcasted, it does 10. And if you have another one, it does 20. So that's crazy. Maybe we do that. Maybe this does like replace like, I don't know, like an I-beam or something.
I don't think so.
Because it does crazy multiplication damage. You don't think so?
Yeah, I think you just run I-beam. Like, I would rather have I-beam.
Probably.
I-beam costs 1 mana.
1.
Yes. 1 is
this card
very
will
close
be in
to
the
0.
Game. Illidari Studies discovers this.
Yeah.
So basically, you're like, if you're at 2 mana now, which usually you could like, if you're at 3 mana left, you could always discover one of these things and blast something and heal a ton. And that's some crazy flexibility with studies.
Yeah. With I-beam and this in the pool, there's a good chance that when you studies, you're going to hit something that kills something and heals you. So
this is good because Face Hunter looks really good in this upcoming expansion. And this card is very healy. 5 damage heal is a big deal. Especially on removal. So
yeah.
Kills a rhino,
I mean, it's good. So. It's just I think I-beam's better, but it's still a good card. Like, definitely a good card.
I don't know if it has an automatic slot, but the fact that it's in studies is great.
We're gonna see it anyway, boys. Lion's Frenzy. 3 mana, has attack equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. So obviously the synergy we see, or it's forcing, is the quest synergy.
I don't know if I feel like this payoff is not probably going to be utilized. You know, I mean, it's cool that you might get a big donk off of drawing a bunch of cards, but you only have 2 durability and it costs 3. So its mana cost is expensive.
Yeah, I feel like we have what is that? The Executioners. It has 4 attack and it has 3 durability. So if you're thinking of comboing this with the Glide, so you're already talking about using 4 mana for Glide and then 3 mana for this. So that's 7 mana you need. You're not going to basically be able to play this for more than that amount of cards earlier on. So this is earliest you're going to get is 6 to 7 mana, and it's basically worse than an Executioner's, are about the same.
I mean, it's hard to compare it with like a corrupting condition, but I think corrupting is easier than this condition.
Yes.
Especially if we're thinking about how we can get it to equate to the same amount of damage. Like getting 12 damage off of this is much more difficult than getting 12 damage off of an Executioner.
Yes, and we like damage because Demon Hunter likes hitting people in the face.
Yeah. I don't think this makes the cut in even in decks that draw a ton, but I do think this really opens up some really fun opportunities for memes with Feast of Souls.
Yeah. This could see definitely playing some funky hyper draw meme stuff, but I don't think it actually weaves itself into the quest.
So if you play Renowned Performers and kill everything and then equip this, and if you somehow get Renowned Performers and Feast of Souls off in the same turn and get this equipped like from a whole bunch of discounts,
attack.
I guess it would do 14. So that's crazy.
That would take 10 mana though, right?
Yeah, I mean that would take too much mana. So you would have to have this already equipped or something.
Yeah, and then you give him Wind Fury, and then you hit him for 28.
I don't know, but I'm sure that video will get made and someone will do this and it'll be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
That will be a cool deck.
Fell Corger. 4 mana, 4/3 demon. Battle Cry. Draw a Fell spell. Reduce its cost by 2. So Fell Barrage is free. Great.
This card is very cool with that card. I don't know like where it fits though. It also like you could philosophy this, you know, there's other synergies. But I don't know exactly what deck it goes into, but the effect is good. It's a tutor effect with a reduction on it. And usually these things surprise us. You know? Like
yeah.
real specific tutors that do real specific things and reduce the cards.
Taking a look at all the Fell cards here. It said a Fell spell, right? Or is it just a Fell card?
Yeah, specific Fell spell.
Okay, Fell spell. So it's mainly just Fell Barrage, I guess we're looking for. I mean, Fellscream Blast and Philosophy are good, but I think obviously the Barrage is what
I mean, so there's other implications we have to consider, like the fact that Immolation Aura is a Fell spell.
Why didn't that pop up?
I don't know. It is a Fell spell, I believe.
I typed in Fell. Oh.
I think it definitely is a Fell spell.
It missed out on Fury, and it messed up on Chaos Strike. What the heck? All right, yeah. That's weird. I guess it didn't do it by card type. It just did it by wording. That's sad.
The control perspective of playing that is very cool. You know, so like imagine you're playing a control Demon Hunter, you're going against aggro, you coin that thing out on turn 3, you grab an Immolation Aura, you clear the board and leave it up as a 4/1. That's great. You know, that's cool. I don't know if that's going to be like meta though. You know, that's probably not good. Maybe it is. It is free. You know, like it makes spells free. So that's usually good. But I don't know its fit. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely good. It's sad that like we have a card like this where it's draw a fell spell, reduce its cost by 2. It's a 4 mana 4/3, and it's a demon, and we're like debating on if it's good enough. Like, it's a good card. It's just, is it good enough for this meta?
I think
So
it's a great card for the Demon Hunter toolkit for the big picture here for like,
yeah,
making fun Demon Hunter decks and stuff. It'll definitely be a card that we can slot in and don't feel too bad about. So
yeah, agreed. All right, the Peddler. The 4 mana 4/3 tradable. So this is our first tradable Demon Hunter card we got here. And for those of you unfamiliar, what the tradable keyword does is that you can pay, if this card is in your hand, you can pay 1 mana and you can put it back into your deck, shuffle it in there, and you basically draw a new card. So it's a pretty good ability to have. Death Rattle, summon a Peddler from your deck. Okay.
I love this card. This is probably this is definitely the most meta card in the whole set. Um, like it fits so well into Death Rattle Demon Hunter over things like the Fishy Flyer or something, for example. This card it opens up this
Obnoxious.
really horrible early game scam. You know the scam I'm talking about?
Yeah. This is the 3-drop pulls this card pulls the other card, and then that card. Oh my.
So you could go Razor Boar into Beastmaster into Peddler into Peddler.
Yeah.
And that could be a turn 2 chain. And that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how much mana is that for free? So we played a 2 mana 3/2. We got a 3 mana card. That 3 mana card gives us a 4 mana card, and that 4 mana card gives us another 4 mana card. So we're talking about 11 free mana from a 2 mana 3/2 boar. Like, are you kidding me right now?
And it comes with a whiff insurance, right? And you know what I mean by that. I'm sure you do, Rob.
Yeah, if you
because of
happen
the
to get
fact
it
that
in
it's
your
tradable.
hand and there's 2 of them, you just put the other one back.
Yeah, you just say like, all right, I'll spend 1 mana this turn instead of floating it, instead of hero powering, we'll put the other Peddler back in the deck and draw another card, so that when we play our Peddler, it pulls the other one anyway.
Yeah,
So
guarantee
that's pretty
snags it.
cool. It's good deck thinning as well.
Yeah.
And that's powerful.
Yeah, and as we know, Death Rattle Demon Hunter is already a very, very competitive deck. Very, very good. And I mean, at this point, I'm even getting annoyed at just having to, like, the sheer amount of, okay, I kill this, it summoned that. Okay, I killed that, now it summoned this. Okay, great, it's his turn, he played 2 more minions. Okay, that has rush. Okay, that summoned 2 more of this. It's like, Jesus.
This card will make that worse.
So, yeah, this is just going to
Indeed.
add to that.
It will. It's definitely worth a spot in the deck. The fact that it can draw another card too, if you have like a bad hand, is it's also powerful in flexibility.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this stuff that's good DH support. We kind of went over the brute earlier. Draco was talking about how it works with the glide and how it can basically be a 1 mana 6/7, and it has taunt and it's thick as shit and it's a cool artwork card. So yeah, I'm not gonna cover that too much. We kind of went over it already.
it's good if the quest is good.
Yeah. And then we have the final card here, which is basically the Hunter Vol'jin, but a little not as good. The 8 mana 7/5, Jace Darkweaver, and cast all fell spells you've played this game, targets enemies if possible. So the same kind of thing with the Solarian Prime and a Mage. Can target the opponent's stuff. It's good. So, I mean, it seems okay.
I hope this card is good enough to be a finisher in a Demon Hunter deck in the next year of rotation. And the concept of playing Zai on this excites me, where you can have multiples of these and duplicate them and stuff. That sounds really fun to just keep getting to do these things every turn and shoot a whole bunch of lifesteal at people and clear the board over and over and over again, get some face damage, draw some cards with Chaos Strike. Like it seems like if you get to the point where you get to play this on an empty board, and that seems pretty exciting if you build a deck around it. But I don't know if it's going to work now.
Yeah, I think this needs a big or 2 big fell spells, to be honest.
We do have Metamorphosis, which is maybe rationalized with this guy.
Okay, so Metamorphosis would be a bigger of the fell spells, yes. But what I would like to see is a Summon Inferno card. And that obviously be a fell spell, and it creates Infernos or something along the lines of that.
You know, kudos to Blizzard for not making Skull of Gul'dan or Hatred, Cycle of Hatred, or even Inner Demon in Wild, a fell spell for sure.
Ooh, Inner
With this
Demon
guy.
would be disgusting.
Yeah, good call on not making the ridiculous spells that Demon Hunter has, fell spells, before printing this guy. Because that would
Oh,
make this
shit.
card too good,
Yeah.
probably. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's not like Vol'jin where he recasts every spell that you've cast. Looking at the Hunter dude, but yeah, I don't think he's actually like. There's not enough support for him necessarily right now, but I feel like maybe an expansion or two, this guy will have his time to shine.
I'm sure in the next 2 years that this card is in the game, there's going to be some kind of like giant fell spell that is a real big deal to play behind a 7/5 with all the other ones you played. So
Yeah. And also with him being an 8-drop, he does make Cenarian Ward not as good. So for those of you who not a fan of Cenarian Ward, getting 7/5s aren't necessarily that great out of that card. So I always try to look at the mana cost and see what other downsides it has in regards to like other deck that do random shit. So
yeah,
and that's
but I think it'll be good eventually.
yeah, he'll be good eventually. All right. Well, thanks for popping in for the DH stuff. I expected you to be like, oh, I can't. I'm eating ice cream. I don't know what your response was gonna be, but thanks for popping in. It was a pleasure to talk with you about the Demon Hunter stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. You guys have a wonderful stream. I'll see you guys later, chat. Enjoy the Rob review. Have a good night, man. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Peace.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye, dude.
Bye.
Dude, I love Draco. He's such a nice guy, dude. I'm so happy we met. Every time I talk with him, I feel better. And I'm visiting him soon, which is gonna be most exciting. I am most excited for this, chat. I get to attend Draco Cat's wedding soon. And that we're an hour into the stream. All right, this might take a while, to be honest. I didn't really expect. Actually, these always take a long time, and I always think they won't, and then they do. Yo, Kraken, you in chat? You want to talk about Druid? Yo, we got a Kraken here. I can come for a little. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you want to come just talk about some Druid cards, whenever you have to go, just say, Rob, fuck you. I'm leaving.
Oh my goodness. Is it working?
Hi. Yeah.
Okay. No. It resets my settings sometimes. What's up, chat? What's up? All right, we here to talk some Druid cards. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk shop on the Druid. There's no better man to have in the call right now, chat, than our boy Kraken. Kraken is a Druid extraordinaire. He has grown more trees, trimmed more bark, and has summoned more bruz that you can ever possibly imagine.
Hey, I'm excited for Grey Bro this expansion. I'm really excited for him.
We got the Druid quest here. We got Lost in the Park. All right. So this picture takes place obviously in Stormwind in the Mage quarters, chat. It's a very vibrant area with trees and shit. All right, gain 4 attack with your hero and you gain 5 armor. The next one is defend the squirrels. Gain 5 attack with your hero and you gain 5 armor. This time you draw a card and then you get the Feral Frenzy after the squirrels apparently have died. Gain 6 attack with your hero, and then you get Guff the Tough, and then Guff the Tough, unfortunately, is not a giant squirrel, but that would have been great. A 5 mana 8/8 beast, taunt, battle cry, give your hero +8 attack this turn, and gain 8 armor. So
he's daggone Guff the Tough.
I think we talked about this a little bit, and what before we go into that, what do you think here? What are your initial thoughts as a Druid lover?
So when they first spoiled this card, I was like severely mad. I like rage type text Draco.
Boy.
I was like, I hate this thing so much. Okay, no lie. I told Draco like a week and a half ago. I said they're going to give us some bullcrap feral thing, and like they're going to do it, and they did. But then I took a step back, and I was like, this is. The only reason I freaked out was because all the quests we'd seen so far just about were like win conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And this is less of a win condition and more of something to help you get to your win condition, because Druid has like 25 different ways to win at the moment. They don't really need a way to win. They just need ways to get to the ways to win, So I think this card's going maybe a little bit underrated from the quest standpoint. I think it's a lot better than it seems, just not in the way people think it should be,
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think you build a whole deck around this card.
No,
Like
not at all.
you just you have like
I
a
think
package.
Yeah, I think this is actually, when I look at this card, while it is a very powerful, like Guff the Tough is a very powerful individual minion that does a lot. She, like you said, she doesn't she's not infinite value. Doesn't just win the game. She doesn't like do some everlasting effect, like the pirate one does when we get to it. But I do think this fits into a mid-range sort of basically just face druid. Instead of having Doomhammer in the deck, it apparently uses squirrels to gain attack and hit your opponent in the face with, whether it be minions that have battle cries that increase your attack or spells that increase your attack and then gain mana or whatever. I think
Yeah,
it's
and
just
it's
gonna
got a
be
lot going for it too.
yeah. I think it's just gonna go into like some sort of mid range druid that just revolves around hitting your opponent in the face with your face, but without a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, I could even see this card to some extent being played in like corrupt decks or like even some weird version of clown where you just play mostly spells and you don't play the beast package or something. Because there's like also it also is just a 1 mana activator for Owl. Like it cheapens Owl on turn 1, just guaranteed. And Druid doesn't really have a ton of turn 1 plays. They have like nature studies and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just something you always have, and gaining armor to survive to your late game plan to play survival of the fittest or whatever you plan on doing is always a big deal, you know?
Mm-hmm. I would actually be very surprised if this fits into like a clown deck. To be honest, I would be very
Yeah,
surprised.
well, as I said, I might have something special to brew up, but we'll see.
Sam, it is kind of underwhelming. Just looking at it though, but this is definitely. I think they're going for those of you unfamiliar in WoW, their Druid has basically, it's the most versatile class out of anything. It has basically each spec can be anything. So you can be a melee DPS, you can be a tank, you can be a healer, you can be range DPS. You have everything. And I think what they're going for with this is more of like the kitty / bear tank melee DPS. Just beat down deck with this particular like.
Yeah, and classic WoW vanilla, they were like
more versatile than Shaman.
They could do everything, but not anything incredible.
Yeah, they can do everything, but nothing's like super good. I think they actually are more versatile than the Shamans, because Shamans can't tank unless you're talking about enhancement tanking, and that shit's like, bro, you couldn't pay me to raid with somebody.
I mean,
enhancement
because
tanking.
Druids didn't really get good till like Cataclysm. I don't really think
Druid heals is really good. I right now I boosted a Druid. And I'm playing him on my alt account, and his name is I Stay Tree, and he just runs around in healing form as a treant. I provide regrowths and renews.
But yeah, I really do think this card has got some potential to be in a mid-range deck, and I think the reason why it's hard to visualize what that deck is because it doesn't really exist. I mean, you also got to think like Guff the Tough can also be copied by Spike Shell. That card, it's got taunt, so.
Ooh, you're exactly right. Wow.
Yeah,
so for 7 mana, you can get another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What stuff. Yeah.
I fuck with it. All right. Next card. Sow the Soil. All right. So we're planting seeds. It's a 1 mana, choose one. Give your minions +1 attack or summon a 2/2 treant. So we've seen this kind of stuff before. Having an option on turn 1 to summon a treant. We've seen it before. It being a nature spell is pretty chill. Give minions +1 attack is actually pretty big, so obviously it could be woven into Token Druid. I mean, +1 attack for all minions is insane.
What was the other one? The other one was like tree enforcements or whatever, right? It was like
it was give a minion +2 health and taunt or summon a 1/1 treant.
Yeah, that's very similar to this card.
I think it's actually better.
I mean, seems like one of those cards that's like never going to be like, oh my goodness, this card's crazy, but this card could like definitely see play at some point,
Yeah, I mean, it's another card that also synergizes with Auctioneer to draw for 1 mana, and the combo card, the lady.
Anaconda.
Yeah.
The snake.
Yeah, any cheap nature spell, I instantly think Auctioneer and Lady Anaconda. So.
And it's not be taken lightly in an aggro deck either, because when Mark of the Lotus was in standard, I mean, it was +1/+1, but I mean, a lot of times you were just using it for that attack to get some extra damage in, and this kind of does the same thing to an extent, and that's always kind of dangerous.
Yeah, seems good. Druid. So far, two pretty decent Druid cards. Okay, we got the Vibrant Squirrel. This is going on our cute cards of the list for this expansion here. He's a 1-mana 2/1 Death Rattle, and you get yourselves 4 whole acorns into your deck when drawn. And then if you draw one of your nuts, it pops out a 2/1 squirrel.
Is that how that works in nature? Like squirrels just come out of nuts? They just like...
I mean, I'm not, pro on the Discovery Channel, but I mean, it checks out. I mean, you just like couple acorns on the ground, step on them wrong, and squirrels just come out. I mean,
yeah, this card's like, holy crap. Like, I mean, a 2/1 for 1's traditionally been good because you can usually trade up sometimes. And four 2/1s into your deck in a class that has fungal fortunes and stuff like that is a pretty scary thing. It seems powerful. Like you get a lot of stats overall. Like, of course, you don't get them immediately, but it's still a lot.
Yeah, I would like to see what as we go through all the cards. I'm sure there's going to be other stuff that like makes this nuts. I didn't. All right. But this seems like a really fun. This kind of reminds me of the Pogo Hopper ish, kinda, but not really. I don't know. This is gonna be a fun card. I'm gonna have a great time with it. This is a meme card.
Yeah, and I love it. And you know who I sent it? I sent it to Squirrel within like 30 seconds of it coming out.
Yeah, these the artwork's good too. Like I think they hit the nail on the head.
It's a
with
Looney Tune. That's what it is.
Yeah, like straight up, bro. Like when you lose to this shit, do you know how humiliating it's gonna be to just like nut on your opponent with some fucking Vibrant Squirrels? Like, your boy's gonna be rocking a rainbow card back, nutting on some kids with squirrels. It's gonna be lit, boys. All right, compositing. Composting. Give your minions Death Rattle. Draw a card. Nature. 2 mana. Kraken. Lay the soil.
I don't know how to feel about this card, honestly. Out of all the Druid cards in this set, I don't know how to feel about this card because it feels like it has like a lot of power to it. It scares me because my mind goes straight to Glowfly, but it feels like you can put this in a lot of mid-range Druid decks, whether it's like an Anaconda Druid or, if you're playing like some mid-range deck that just naturally plays a lot of minions, or like the Vibrant Squirrel deck probably plays it. Like there's a lot of power to this. I wanted card draw for Druid, but this is not what I was looking for, but it just could work. This works, I guess.
This wasn't really what I was looking for. Some shitty soil, but you know what?
Like I said, my problem with these cards usually, I mean, like the power is like obviously there on its face, but these kind of cards are always seem really powerful, and sometimes they just are underwhelming because they require a board. And cards that super reliant on things happening like that sometimes are just absolutely useless. But the power is definitely there, and I think if the Druid has a sticky deck that can stick minions like very very consistently, then drawing 2 off this card is good enough probably.
Okay, 2 things kind of stick out to me. One, it being 2 mana, so it could just be a byproduct of like a bloom. So you just bloom, you play this, you have 3 or 4 minions out. Let's say 3. Like you just bloom to draw 3 cards. Seems pretty good. And if you're blooming and you just threw up on the board, you probably, I don't know how much draw Druid has, but this is good draw for 2 mana. The other one's obviously the Lady Anacondria. A lot of times I find with that deck, if you're not running the Auctioneer version, is when you do your snaky load and you explode and throw up all that shit on the board, you've like 5 to 7 minions out and you have like 2 cards in hand because you played everything. So if you dropped like this for free on all of the minions you've played, whether it be the Arbor ups that you played on the Lady Anacondria with the Germinations or the Arbor up, I mean, it just seems like a very solid byproduct for 2 mana to basically refill everything you've just thrown down. So
yeah, I agree.
It seems like if it was 3 mana, I would say because it can't be bloomed. But I think the fact that it can just be bloomed just makes this like I think
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
2
bad.
mana is the break point for this card. It
Yeah.
couldn't be. This card would be unplayable if it was 3.
Yes.
Because there's decks that like we'll get into the future. The Oracle and Taunt Druid or whatever, like aggro Taunt Druid. That's a deck. And, you have all these sticky taunts on the board, Grey Bros or whatever, and you just like compost your whole board. You just refilling your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay, cool. Decent soil. Wicker Claw. 2 mana. 1/4 beast. Bro, this guy be looking cool. After your hero
Dude.
gains attack, this minion gains +2 attack. Wow, I wonder what deck this fits in it.
This card like threw me off for a while because it was like Wicker Claw. It looks like a tree thing, and then it's like a beast.
Well, it's like a wicker basket.
And yeah, it's like a wicker basket. That's what I'm calling it from now on, probably. But yeah, this card seems incredibly good. Like 1/4 stat line on 2-drop has traditionally been good. Like it's been like a ton across many classes, and like even if you just hero power on turn 3 and play like a nature studies, it still gets the +2 attack and trades with something, or it just does everything you want. And then of course for like the hero power deck and you're gaining like multiple hero powers or whatever, then this thing could hit for like a crap ton.
Yeah, this just says after your hero gains attack, right? So if you play multiple cards in a turn that give you attack, this card's gonna be a thick ass basket. Seems really good. I mean, this card seems very solid. Any card in my mind that costs less than like 4 to 5 mana that left unchecked you win, like just seems like a great card. So
Yeah, I like it a lot. I really do.
yes, sir. All right, Wicker Basket's gonna be going into Druid. All right, Oracle of Elune, 3 mana. Oh man, she in a swim. Oh, she's in the pool. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice pool. After you play a minion that costs 2 or less, summon a copy of it. Oh shit, you get to summon more Wicker Baskets.
Are you ready for this to break the Grey Bros?
All right, lay it on me.
I mean, okay. Well, the easy combo with this card is you play this, you play the taunt, the 2/3 for 2 that reduces your taunt by 2. It copies the card, makes Grey Bro 1 mana, and copies Grey Bro. So there's a lot of things you can do with this card and the taunt guy, and you can just make these really wide boards out of nowhere. That's kind of like the first thing that came out of me, and I don't know if that's even a thing, but I'll definitely try it out probably. Because like that's what I'm saying. The Taunt Druid's problem was that it could make these wide sticky boards, but then it just had like 0 cards in hand, or it couldn't do things it wanted to. And between composting and this card, I feel like there's a chance it could be a real deck.
Yeah.
Almost.
So for example, how much mana would you need for that? So for that combo you just said, you need Oracle, you need the Taunt
6.
Boy, and you need Greybra. It's one of each of those cards. So you need 3, and then you need 2, right?
Yeah.
And then he
one
makes,
for Greybra.
and then 1 for, so that's 6 mana. 6 mana, you get to summon 5 minions, and then you would go Bloom Soil.
And that's like, yeah, and that's like the, and that's like
you
the
would
base
never
case
get past
scenario,
that. That's
right?
GG. That's GG.
Like even if it's not Greybra, like this card plus the taunt dude, and it could be anything from like the corrupt dragon to Talion to
but
like
Greybra's the
any
best.
of the,
Because that's 2
even if
bras,
you,
and then like they land on the other things, and they have taunt.
even if you summon Annoyatron, you get 2 Annoyatrons. Like it's the card's just copying everything. And I don't know, Loot Hoarder or Wicker Claw, like you said before, like there's a ton. The Squirrel, like
Oh yeah. I mean, this card just
there's like a ton you can do this card. It's so flexible. 2/4 for 3 is like okay, but
yeah, the stats aren't bad. Those aren't terrible for this ability. Those stats are insane. This should
for
be
sure.
This the stat wise on this should be a 2/2. Just being honest, this is a 3 mana 2/2.
They easily could have put this as a 2/2. They really could have, and it was still like it probably it's just a lot worse. But 2/4 makes it like survive some stuff. A lot of 3 damage stuff.
Yeah. There's a ton of 3 mana stuff. So this card, this is big. And then I mean, I don't know how much reduction we have or how much Druid has or what we can do, but yeah, that reduction is big. So you get those cards that cost 5, 6, 7 mana. You bring them down to 2, and then you start making copies of them. I mean, seems like there might be some OTKs in the future with this particular card. Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for this card. I'm ready to make copies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very good card. We got the Kodo mount, 4 mana here. Give a minion +4, +2. You give it rush, and then when the Kodo dies, or when the minion dies that you buff, it summons a Kodo. So obviously with the mounts, the mount comes out after. This just seems like an insane card to me. You're paying 4 mana, and you're getting an 8/4 with rush.
And he makes
Like,
Carl the Kodo.
Carl the Kodo?
Yeah, dude. Like, he's my favorite token ever. He's like a cute little Kodo that's just trying to, do his thing. And I called him Carl the Kodo, I think. That's what I named him.
Carl the Kodo. That could do it.
Cute.
Yeah,
I think
I could
it seems like one of the best mounts. I was really worried about this mount because I was like, this mount's only good if we have 3 drops to play. And
We do.
And we do now. And we do have a pretty good amount of stuff to play. Even if you're like innovating this out onto a Wicker Claw, it's pretty good. Or, I definitely can see Guff, like the first Guff or whatever, the one from last set. I could see him maybe seeing more play this come around. In a mid-range deck. But Kodo mount seems like one of the best mounts, like for real. It's removal, because even if you have to play this on your 3-drop to kill one thing and then use the mount to kill the other thing, it's just tempo. So it seems pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. This is an insane buffing card, in my opinion. I mean, if this is bad, I will be very, very, very surprised. For 4 mana, you're getting an 8/4 with rush, and his name's Carl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a win-win-win.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, this is not the 100% mount. This is the 60% mount in WoW. So they went with the budget Kodo. So Carl's a little budget guy, but that's okay. Maybe he'll get upgraded to like Frederick next time. We got the Park Panther. 4 mana, 4/4 beast rush. Whenever this attacks, give your hero +3 attack this turn.
I love this card.
Good. Yeah, this card's fucking
yeah.
This card's dank as shit.
Yeah, like there was always, like, even in the Guardian Animals decks, there was this weird spot where like you always had like a 6 spot for a beast, and right now we're using Kodo, and armor is like good and all, but this card just might be better. It's better to play on curve. It's better to play off Guardian Animals. Like, it has rush already, but it's an extra removal spell because it's giving your hero 3 attack.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of kill 2 minions, right? Like.
Yeah, and
4,
if you just curve out, if you draw this off Living Seed and it's a 3 mana card, and you kill their 3-drop and then also kill their 2-drop, it's like, it's a lot of what Druid misses right now in the early game, where they kind of just lose that tempo early on, just basically creates non-games for them, I guess.
Yeah, this just seems like a very, very, very good card. That works with the quest.
Which we're saying that a lot about a lot of the Druid quests, because I've been really excited about this set.
Every Druid card we've covered seems incredibly good. So
yeah, and it doesn't stop either. The next 2, I'm pretty high on. I think.
It doesn't stop, he says. All right, Best in Shell, 6 mana. This is our tradable Druid card. Remember, for those of you unfamiliar with tradable, you get to, if you don't want it in your hand, you pay 1 mana, shuffle it back into your deck, and you get a new card. You get to summon 2 2/7 turtles with Tauntaurinos. Really? I feel this is good.
Yeah, or at least it's like not terrible because of tradable. It's gonna be like one of those cards like you can play with the next legendary. Like, you put it in your deck, and versus like slower decks, like maybe you have this in like Clowns or Guardian Animals, where you're looking for better stuff to do, and you just cycle this into your deck for something better. And then if you're playing like Shieldress, the next card, you just get 2 free 2/7s. But I mean, okay, so it's basically 2.5 Spreading Plagues, right? So it's 2 Spreading Plague was 1/5, so that's 2, that's 2/10. It's a 4/14, so it's 2.5 kind of.
I guess the thing with Spreading Plague was the fact that it, like, they were different bodies. Like, it was having 3 5/1s is,
and also just like there's that Druid deck that just plays all the good spells. Like, you played this and Solar Eclipse and Lunar Eclipse and Arbor Up and Cenarian Ward. It just gets to the point where like Solar Eclipse is just good no matter what's in your hand. And I don't know. Like, this could end up being a trash card. I think it has a chance to see some like niche playability. I'm definitely not saying it's like the best card Druid has or anything, but for it having tradable makes every card a lot better, more playable.
Yeah.
Is my
Yeah.
thing.
I'd have
And
to agree.
yeah, like this card just kind of like slaps kind of because and versus like if you go against a hunter and they're just being aggressive and you put 2/7s down and you're just like, okay, well that buys me a couple of turns probably, you know,
Yeah.
because you can get these 2/7s out on like after a lightning bloom, you know.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. It's a druid paying mana for cards. Is not really a thing, right? So just having the flexibility to either draw a new card or to just be defensive against a more aggressive class, I guess. Unfortunately, this is not like a WoW card to me by any means. Like it just seems like a card. If it's good, cool, and if it's not good, cool. But there's not a lot of flavor.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
All right, so this is our legendary minion for Druid. Hopefully he delivers here, boys. We got the Moon Tree, 8 mana, 5/5. So what he lacks in stats, hopefully he makes up in his ability. Battle Cry. The next 3 spells you draw are cast when drawn. And I'm assuming by the way that is basically written that you're going to definitely draw 3 spells. It's not draw 3 cards. The spells you cast are the spells you draw are cast. It's you're just whatever are your next 3.
Whenever the next 3 spells you draw over the course of whenever.
Okay.
So like, and this card just seems so insane because if it was just this turn and you had to somehow force draw out of this card to get the worth value, it's like, okay, this card's probably like got some niche playability in some weird alignment deck or something, or something like that. But the fact that you can play this, it corrupts Strongman. Like you can play Pole Kilt the turn after you play this if you want to get survivals. You can, if you just happen to draw Guardian Animals off the top, like, or Scenario Ward or the Turtle card, like I don't know what the amount of mana you have to cast with this card to make it, worth it. But the fact that you just get 3 cards, and if the mana adds up to 15 mana or more, because the Druid plays all those 8-drop spells and stuff, it's just like this card is so much value, and it's kind of insane.
Yeah, cheating mana once again. Question:
cheating mana.
If you hit Solar Eclipse with this, the next spell that he casts, does it go twice or no?
I think so, because it says cast when drawn, right? Or does it? I don't know for sure. I could be wrong, but it does say cast when drawn, and you are casting the cards. So I would assume you do, but who knows? I'm not
Who knows?
Yeah, but I believe it does because it says cast specifically.
Okay.
And it never, and all the cards that require it to be in your hand, it doesn't corrupt, because like if you get survival off this card, it doesn't corrupt cards in your hand because the card never sees your hand. It is cast when drawn, so it's in that little bitty gray area between your hand and the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't corrupt anything, but like this card is going to be played in some deck that plays a bunch of spells that are very relevant. Yes, sometimes you will hit Lightning Bloom and Innervate off this card, but a lot of times you'll hit Scenario Ward, Survival, Guardian Animals, the Turtle
Custom
card,
Shell. Yeah,
like anything. It doesn't matter, to be honest.
Or Cthulhu cards.
Yeah, or Cthulhu cards. This card also could see a Cthulhu thing. Gotta make Cthulhu Druid work.
Okay. I fuck with it.
But thanks for having me on. I do have to run.
Yeah.
I'll try to listen on my drive, and y'all have a good time, chat.
Yeah, thanks for popping in, Kraken. I much appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
You too.
Later, Gator. Oh my god, how exciting was that, chat? We were able to get Draco Cat for the Demon Hunter and our favorite Druid player, Kraken. Kraken snacks. That was good stuff. Thanks, Kraken, again for hanging out. All right, 0 mana, Devouring Swarm. All right, before I even read this card, which I have no idea what it does, I fucking despise 0 mana cards. I almost don't even care what this card says. I do not like cards that do not cost mana because I am a firm believer in paying mana for cards. I am a mana payer. I pay all the mana necessary for my cards, and I'm gonna be disappointed here. Choose an enemy minion. Your minions attack it. Then return any that die to your hand. I hate it. It costs 0 mana. Are you kidding me? Like, while the flavor of this card is hilarious, this Stormwind guard is being fucking bombarded. by rats of all different shapes and sizes. JK, they're literally all the same size, but they are most assuredly different colors. There's a, I mean, this card is, it's good. It's 0 mana. It's 0 mana. Like, it's fucking 0 mana. To make me feel even the slightest bit better about them printing more 0 mana cards, I'm gonna pull up this picture where I'm holding my roommate's dog. And, his face is how I feel about 0 mana cards, chat. I'm just gonna, his face, this is how, when I see a 0 mana card, this is the face that I give internally. So, I needed to share that with you. All right, so we've got the Hunter. Oh, fuck. All the new people here are like, Jesus, this guy is fucking crazy. This guy is crazy. The more sets that are added, the slower it takes to discover the meta because there are many combinations that can work. That is semi-true. Timeless, yes. The more cards in a collection, the wider it is. The wider it is, the more cards, the less it is to figure out the 30 cards needed to make the most efficient deck. Tinder picture reveal. Crazy. All right. Defend the Dwarven District. Questline. Deal 2 damage with spells. Deal damage with 2 spells. Well, that's easy. Reward. Your hero power can target minions. Okay. Take the high ground. Questline. Deal 2 damage. Deal damage with 2 spells. Easy. Reward. Set the cost of your hero power to 0. Set the cost of your hero power to 0. Hello? Deal damage with 2 spells. I mean, how much more power can we get? Tavish, Master Marksman. Tavish. 5 mana, 7/7. For the rest of the game, the spells you cast refresh your hero power. Did we learn nothing? Did we learn nothing in the Raza meta with Anduin? Did we learn nothing? We gave the most control class in the game the ability to hit the opponent in the face. We gave Priest a 0 mana hero power that did 2 that reset every time they played a card. And it was the most broken deck in existence for quite some time and was the best deck in the game. So what do? We give Hunter the fastest, most aggressive deck in the game ever. 0 mana hero powers that keep going. Y'all are on some fucking good kush over there at Blizzard. Y'all are on that good fucking kush, alright? Y'all inject kush right into the forehead. My god. Alright, leatherworking kit. 2 mana 0/3. After 3 friendly beasts die, draw a beast and give it +1/+1. I've got to reread that, chat. 2 mana. After 3 beasts die, draw a beast and give it what? This shit sucks. Actually, all right. This is good for one reason. I'm gonna play it my boar deck. So I make a boar, and I want my boars to die. That's the whole point of the boars to die. So 3 boars die, but I'm gonna Dire Frenzy my board, my boar, and the boar's gonna shuffle 3 more boars into my deck. And then once 3 boars die, because I have boars in my deck, I will have a higher chance of drawing more boars from my deck to my hand. So this leatherworking kit will help me with my boars. This is actually the boar working kit. We are farmer boys. She said, see you later, boars. And she didn't know what's good for us. Bro, we're not even 2 drinks in. This is gonna get really fucking risque once I get some bourbon in me. That's next, boys. We got some Woodford. We haven't even started with that yet. Anyway. Yo, we have a sub. OMV with the Prime for first time. Dude, can we get some of that Prime hype here? This is a Prime. This is a, where the fuck is my Prime? There it is. This is a Prime channel. We accept all forms of Prime. We like Prime very much. And it helps me a lot. Because it's Prime. Guy Prime. Oh my fucking god. We just got a Prime and then Guy Prime follows? My goodness. Thank you, Guy Prime. And Guy Prime with the Prime. Oh my god. Bro, this is an unbelievable event here, folks. This is the, I can promise you this will not happen anywhere else. I just had to do this a little bit right here. And then Guy Prime with the Prime comes in here. This is first time. This is amazing. This is happy. I'm happy. All right, 3 mana aim shot. I'm no longer happy. Hunter's just getting worse. And worse isn't worse for me because it's better for them. Deal 3 damage. Couldn't have guessed that. Your next hero power deals 2 more damage. Bro. So this is a 3 mana deal 5. And then as we know, hero power, it's only 0 mana. So it's a 0 mana deal 4. I like the artwork. I like the artwork. It's obviously a very good card, chat. This is a very good card. And this is deal 3 damage. It's not to a minion. You can send this face. You can send this face. You can send it to your face if you want to show dominance. This will be a very good BM card because when, you know, I'll be at like 4 health and my opponent will aim shot their own face and then hero power my face to kill me. There'll be a lot of BM with aim shot. So, seems good. Drunk stream? Not yet, not yet. We haven't actually done a drunk stream in quite some time. Our tolerance of the bourbon has gone up exponentially, but always happy to support a fellow bourbon drinker. Yo, thank you, Guy Prime. That is very nice of you. Appreciate the follow and the Prime. We will be heading over to Woodford Reserve Alley once my hard seltzer is depleted. The Ramming Mount. This is a 3 mana, give a minion +2/+2 and immune while attacking. When it dies, you summon someone from the Ram Ranch. So I don't actually know which hunter deck this fits into because hunters really don't care about their minions living or dying. Like, this would go into like some sort of mid-range beast hunter that cared about, you know, the board state and having minions stick and making trades that are good because your minion's immune. But currently, Hunter has no relationship with any of its cards. It holds no bounds. It literally just plays the green cards, hits you in the face, and you die. So currently, there is no Hunter deck in which the Ramming Mount would fit into. So, okay. The Stormwind Piper. Oh, they printed this card before. This was a 4 mana 3/3 draw a card. But now, This is a 3 mana 1/6 demon. After this minion attacks, give your beast +1/+1. The Piper and its rats. And we know this card can attack even without rush because of the Devouring Swarm, right? Choose an enemy minion, your minions attack it. So you just do that with the Piper. And it works with Broomstick. Seems pretty good to me. It's great with the boars. I don't even think you use the boars with this. I think this is definitely a rat. This is rat flavor. This goes into a rat deck. Yeah, that's for sure. This is the Piper with the rats. Even I thought Pipers were more of like a snake thing, but I guess rats work too. Yeah, that seems like a I don't know why it's, I guess it's got to be a demon, right? If it buffed itself, that'd be insane. You play a broom and a 0 mana card and it's a double buff. Yeah, like it's just, again, 0 mana card. 0 mana card. Like, we need to reflect on the 0 mana card once again, chat. We just need to reflect. We need to repent. Like, are you fucking kidding me? All right. Rodent nest. All right, first of all, rats aren't born in eggs. I've watched the Discovery and Animal Planet enough to know that that is an egg, and rats don't come from eggs. Right? Do they? I don't think they do. Bro, if rats come from eggs, I'm almost 100% on this. There's no fucking way. I shouldn't have to Google this, so I'll rely on you guys to confirm. All right, thank you. All right, good. All right, I'm pretty sure on this, but they are birthed. Yeah, that's what I was like. Just like sharks. Sharks don't have eggs. You know what has eggs? Platypus. It's the only mammal to lay eggs. And we know this because we learned this in our Animal Planet stream one time. And males have a poisonous little stinger too. You should know that, chat. You really don't need to know that. 4 mana 2/2 Death Rattle. Summon 5 1/1 rats. My God. Well, that's good. That's a lot of rats. That's a big egg. Why is that an egg? Why is there why couldn't it be a nest? It says nest, but it shows an egg. Unless they laid their nest egg. Oh, it's a nest egg of rats. You thought it was a cauldron? Bro, no, it's a nest egg. I get it now, dude. Can't catch me off guard, chat. I'm on my toes. Imported tarantula. All right. It's a 5 mana. You're really overthinking this. Dude, this is what makes, this is what I enjoy about the cards, man. You look at the art, you look at the text, you look at everything. You gotta just look at it. And then you see things. Animal cruelty. They do look a bit sad, I'm not gonna lie. They do look a little sad. But fucking spiders are weird. All right, tradable. 5 mana 4/5 with tradable. Tradable's already pretty good. So Death Rattle, summon 2 1/1 spiders, poisonous, and have rush, and it has tradable. Yo, this shit lit. And look at the little homies. So it's gonna summon little yellow spiders because they're in the picture. So, yo, Todd Game 64, dude, first time prime again. Are you kidding me? That's three first time primes. I think that's actually the most first time primes we've ever had before. That's actually really good. You'll love to see new people. We welcome new people here. This is a new people welcoming stream. Thank you for joining. Glad to have you. Seriously, pleasure. Glad you stumbled upon the stream. And I thank you for your delicious, succulent prime. We like prime. All right, get the music back. All right, yeah, I think this is a good card. GA finally usable in Hunter with this. That is a very real thing. Yeah, Guardian Animals is... I actually just view it as a Druid card, but Guardian Animals is in fact a dual class card. And the reason you don't see it in Hunter is because Hunter doesn't really have anything that benefits from the, 4 to 5 mana minion slot that would be worthy of doing that card in the deck, because it's a very expensive card, and most Hunter decks right now are Face Hunter or some sort of very aggressive Hunter. But when we have Tarantula... and it has Death Rattle. This works with stuff like the N'Zoth. This works like stuff with Guardian Animals. It has tradable, so if you have it in the early game, you can throw it away and maybe get something else. The fact that the 1/1 spiders have Rush means whenever this dies and he has a couple big minions, you can clear them. Hunter doesn't really have great ways of removing big minions on the board, whether they be taunts or just, somebody playing a big thick deck and you don't have really much to get by. You got your Tarantula homies. And Tarantula homies seem pretty good. They seem like good homies to have. So, Tarantula seems like a pretty good Hunter card. That isn't a Face Hunter card, which will probably mean it's not a very good Hunter card, because it's not a Face Hunter card. But you know what I'm saying. It seems like a pretty chill card. Yo! Oh my goodness. Swaybe with the raid? My goodness. My goodness. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate that raid, and I welcome everybody here from your stream. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you had a good... I believe you had a theory crafting stream today, because I opened it. I looked for everybody theory crafting, opened their stream to give support. So I was lurking. So hopefully your theory crafting stream went well. Was thinking about crafting this one. We'll have to take a look at the Rat King. I think we covered this in our podcast a week ago, but I've honestly forgotten what it did. Or has done, or did, or does. Does is the word. It went well? Well, nice. Glad it went well. And again, welcome everybody. My name's Warshak. I normally play off meta decks, but because we're so close to an expansion, obviously all the cards got released today. We're taking a look at all the new cards and doing a full set review. We're also drinking some currently hard seltzer, blackberry lime. It's mildly acceptable. But after this, we're going to the bourbon. So, as we continuously go through these cards, the review may deviate from the card and just talking about its artwork and basing the card off its artwork. But besides that, we have the Rat King here. He's a 5-mana 5/5 beast. He's a very powerful rat. He has Rush, Death Rattle. He goes dormant when he dies, and then you revive after 5 friendly minion dies. So as we've seen, there's a lot of rats. There's a lot of low-cost minions. We got stuff like Devouring Swarm, which I hate because it's 0 mana, but obviously you can get a lot of things to die with Devouring Swarm. We've got the Nest, the Rat Nest, which summons rats. We've got the card that no one plays right now that came out of the mini set. It's a 4-mana 1/6 Frenzy, and it frenzies and summons 4 1/1 hyenas with Rush. I don't even know what the fucking name of the card is, but it's a card and it exists, but no one actually knows it exists because it sucks dick. But it doesn't suck dick. Maybe in the future it'll suck less dick. Let's take a look at this card. Where is it? Was I right? Yes, it's a 4-mana 1/6 Frenzy, summon 4 1/1 hyenas with Rush. Look at that. Look at this dick. This bad card. Yeah, so stuff dying. Normally we prefer our animals not to die, but apparently in the new Hunter deck, everything revolves around dying. So yeah, if we can get a lot of stuff to die, like rats, the Rat King's pretty good. And what's scary to me is this card can come off Bear Off. The 6-mana 2/1 card that should have been nerfed and changed a long time ago. But yeah, 5 drops are very important because of Bear Off. Bear Off's a really good card. So when you play Bear Off and it pulls this, and let's say you're playing Bear Off in a rogue deck, because that's where she goes. Rogue decks has a lot of little cards, right? Little cards that do a lot of stuff. And those little stuffs, they tend to die. And now the rogue has a Rat King because Bear Off and little rat stuff. So Great. But I like the card. Rat King's cool. He's chill. It doesn't. I don't recall a Rat King being in Stormwind ever when I was there. There are rats, but I don't recall ever seeing a king of rats. But you know, he might have been there. He might have been there. Yo, Matt with the follow. Welcome. Assuming you're coming over from Swabe's raid, so good to see you. Welcome on. Draco did call a Rat King, though. He did. Draco did call the Rat King. Draco did call it. He just had no idea that there was no actual raid with a Rat King. And when I told him Rat King was not a Stockades raid. So by the way, chat, I'm calling this now. Stockades will be our mini set. So for those of you right now who don't even, first of all, half of you probably don't even know there's a mini set. There's mini sets that come in between expansions, and I am 100% calling this. The mini set will be the Stockades. It'll be something Stockades or Stockades something. 100% on this. If there's something I've ever known, it's this. But don't hold me to it because I could get in trouble. But Stockades. You heard it here first. Or somebody. Rats of extraordinary sizes. All right, let me just tell you right now, they're all the same fucking size. I'm gonna tell you right now, all these rats in this picture are exactly the same size. And to be honest, these two rats right here have me free. Like, this is just not a healthy card. Like, if you wanna, like, bruh, what are these two doing? Like, let's just be honest with ourselves here. This is very questionable card on Blizzard's part. I just don't think that that's acceptable behavior for 6 mana. We need to clean yourself up. Summon 7/1/1 rats. Any that can't fit on the battlefield go to your hand with +4/+4. So this obviously rewards you with cards that are already on the board. So you got 3 cards on the board, you get a couple rats back to your hand, and they're 4/4s, and they're 1 mana 5/5s, because it gives them +4/+4, but the rats are already 1/1s. So they're 1 mana 5/5s. So those are some pretty fucking giant rats. To be honest. Those are quite large in size. So obviously in a rat deck. Obviously you'll play rats in a rat deck. You'll play the Piper. You'll play Rat King. And where does that fit into the Hunter archetype right now, if it will be competitive in the meta? We don't know. We currently don't have really any mid-range Hunter decks or any control Hunter decks or any sort of combo Hunter decks that are at the top of the meta right now, or even close to the top of the meta. It is basically just Face Hunter. So I am hoping that we have some sort of, you know, mid-range Rat Hunter that isn't like super toxic. But cards like this are cool. I don't really mind 6 mana summon some rats. You know what I mean? They chillin'. All right, that's Hunter. I wish we could have had a Hunter pro in here to go over with some Hunter cards with me, but I don't really. Hunter is probably my least played class at everything. I mean, granted, I have over, what is it, 1,000 wins, whatever the golden portrait is. I have all of the golden portraits for all the classes, so I've played a lot of it, but just not like Warrior, where I have like 4,000. In Warlock, where I have like 3,000 or 4,000 as well. Shaq is a control warrior main. If I were to main anything, it would be control warrior. So I heard Mage got some spicy cards this time around. So Mage should be good. Mage should be good. I'm excited to see what Mage has to bring, and I'm hoping, again, I have not seen a lot of these cards before. This is like 70% of the cards I'm looking at. This is my first time looking at them. And they're preface Mage, I guess we'd say. Currently Mage is in a spot where it's no minion Mage. It revolves around drawing Incanter's Flow on turn 1 or 2, and that basically dictates the rest of the game, whether or not you have those discounts to be able to draw. And I'm hoping Mage doesn't revolve around just casting spells at your opponent's face anymore, or at least starts to pivot. And while playing spells is, like, you can play spells that are discounted, but have them summon minions, have them synergize with freezing or fire abilities or arcane abilities, because those are the talents in World of Warcraft. I just don't want to see like Arcane Blast face, Fireball, and Mask of Cthulhu. That's not a very healthy game, how a game should play out, right? Your opponent should actually play cards that don't just ignore everything you do. So we have first card here, Hot Streak. 0 mana. Your next fire spell this turn costs 2 less. So it's a prep for fire spells. right? This is exactly prep, but it's for a fire spell. And prep is currently not played. And prep is for any spell, not just fire spell. So we'll have to see how many fire spells get brought to the table here. Again, I am not a fan of 0 mana cards. I am truly not a fan of 0 mana cards. I've never been a fan of 0 mana cards. I made a video about going over 0 mana cards and how they're bad for the game and how they're ruining everything. But, we'll see. We gotta see what the fire mana spells are, right? We gotta take a peek. All right, first flame. Oh, it's like an apprentice, like a little student. Her first little fireball there. That's a pretty impressive fucking fire. I'm just saying, if I ever learn fire skills, chat, not that I ever would, but if I happen to, it'd be a pretty cool skill to learn. And if my first fire spell look like this, that is fucking impressive. I'm just saying. All right, anyway. Deal 2 damage to a minion. Add a second flame to your hand. Does it do the same thing? Second flame, deal 2 damage to a minion. Okay. So it's just first and second flame, 1 mana, deal 2. Yeah, it's a 1 mana twin spell. But this synergizes with spell power very, very well. Like, a 1 mana being able to take out a minion is good. So I can see first flame being a decent fire mage card. Like, it 1 mana, deal 2 to a minion just seems okay. Plus it has twin spell. So it breaks into more spells. And I'm pretty sure the quest revolves you to play multiple fire spells, right? So playing a cheap fire spell, getting another fire spell to then play it again to activate the quest continuation seems like an auto include, right? So this is like cast a fire, frost, and arcane spell. Yeah, so this is kind of just like the auto include helps you complete through your quest. Okay. All right, I see you, Hearthstone. You're really making it hard for me. It's really tough stuff to figure out here. Really, this pathway is just covered with fucking rats. Stall for time, cast a fire, frost, and arcane spell, reward discover one. So this one is draw a spell, which is worse than discover a spell, because when you discover a spell, you can pick, you know, obviously something that you may not have or something you may need. Reach the portal, quest line, cast a fire, frost, and arcane spell, okay. And then you get the Arcanist Grasp, okay. And this is the 5 mana 7/7 homie. And his battle cry for the rest of the game, you have +3 spell damage. So he's basically a permanent Guardian, Ogwyn Guardian, for those of you who don't know who that card is, because, you know, it's not in a meta deck. Let's scroll down here so you guys get a good idea what I'm talking about. And I'll relay why I think this quest is pretty good, based on stuff that we currently have. All right, I'm just fucking up here. Standard cards, Mage, 5 mana. This card right here. So I currently run this card in a tempo spell power mage, and this card is insane, especially when you get 2-3 of her to stack on top of each other. You throw it on a babbling book or a lab recruiter or a lab partner or whatever his little homie name is, and then you fireball your opponent in the face. For like, you know, 12 damage a fireball. So having +3 spell power for the rest of the game, and you don't need to draw a minion for it to land on, and then you don't need to play that minion to get the effect, I think is really good. So this will depend on how many. So for the arcane and frost spells, we know fire spells is covered with this new expansion. They're printing a lot of fire stuff, or they wouldn't have printed hot streak. So I think the frost spells are going to be hard to use, and the arcane spells is normally like arcane intellect, and I think shooting star is arcane as well. So we have some draw, we have some removal there, but it's going to really come down to, like, if all of the aspects of magic have slots in the deck, then the card will be good, because they'll just hold their burn. They'll hold a whole bunch of burn, complete the quest, and then shit on you. So we'll have to see, but I think this is pretty good. And again, I don't need the quest to be tier 1. I am honestly hoping none of the quests are tier 1. I want the quest to be max low tier 2. They need to be low tier 2. That's where quests need to be. Low tier 2. If they're tier 1, no. No. We can't have fun stuff being high tier 1 because then everybody plays it. It makes it less fun and it becomes toxic. And then I can't play it because it's a good deck. I only can play bad decks. So I need quests to be bad so I can play them. It's a necessary thing. All right. Celestial Ink Set. This could be exciting. 2 mana. After you spend 5 mana on spells, reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 5. Sucks dick. Bro, this is the worst ink I've ever seen. Bro, somebody bought that ink. And this sucks. All right. I mean, maybe in Wild it's good when you can play like a big mage, but in Standard there is no big mage. It's a mage with a bunch of cheap spells in it. So this obviously is not good in a deck that revolves around mage playing a bunch of 1, 2, 3 mana spells, because playing a 2 mana card that's going to discount a 1 or 2 mana card after 5 mana has been spent on spells isn't very efficient. There's better ways to use your cards. Grand Finale is trash. You're exactly right. And it's not like in Big Mage, they played a couple small spells, right? But they would use them in the early game. And then in the later game, you'd have those big spells in your hand. So then it would be there. But for currently, this card is bad based on the mage that we have and the cards that we've seen. In Wild, this card is probably a lot better. Because of just more cards, you have the ability to play a lot of the old mage cards that are very powerful. Currently, we have, you know, what is it, Grand Finale. Yeah, that's the card we're working with right now is Grand. if your deck revolves around Grand Finale in whatever shape or form, bad. Deep Freeze? All right, Deep Freeze is not bad. Deep Freeze, I like Deep Freeze a lot. I think Deep Freeze is pretty chill. But, you know, literally and figuratively. Ignite. 2 mana. Deal 2 damage. Shuffle and Ignite into your deck that deals more damage. Well, hello? I'm assuming, so you do 2 mana, deal 2, and then it shuffles 1 that does 3? So it does 3 or does it do like 4? Does it do 1 at a time? Dude, this is insane. Well, this just removed all my doubts about the Mage quest. So this is the payoff with the Mage quest. I was thinking if like with the Mage quest, by the time you complete the quest, that you'd run out of cards. Yeah. Dude, Ignite's crazy. Bro, and I'm just gonna say right now, look at the artwork. Bro, we have Varden, who, by the way, is a frost guy. I don't know why he's casting fire spells when we all know he's frost. He's lighting a prisoner on fire. I'm just gonna say that is not a very Alliance good people thing to do, chat, is to go down in the cellmates after someone's got arrested because they killed a fucking rat king or they killed a rat or they got too drunk at the local pub. And now they're igniting people before their jury or sentence. This is bullshit. Y'all think the Alliance are a bunch of good people. The Alliance are just as bad as the Horde, if not worse. Isn't Varden Horde? All right, no, you're not turning this around on me, chat. You're not gonna just declare he is Horde. He's Alliance here because he's in Stormwind. He's undercover. You think he's Horde, but he's not. This is the biggest dupe you've ever been duped. I'm not playing this game with you right now, chat. You're not doing this whole he's Horde and then it makes him bad, but actually the Alliance are bad. Whatever it is bullshit. Picture is worth 1,000 words. Not to be confused with 1,000 truths, which we'll get to shortly. So, I said it here. For the Horde, gentlemen. And if you're Alliance player, that's okay too, trust me. If you just play World of Warcraft, I'm a fan of you. But for real though, if you're an alliance, you don't belong here. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're allowed here. I'm just kidding. As the Horde player, I'm gonna have to ask you to go. Just kidding. Fuck, Rob. All right, seriously though, if you play WoW, you're cool, regardless of the faction. All right, Pyromancer. 2 mana, 2/3 Battle Cry. Your next fire spell does 2+ damage. That's what I'm saying, Mike. It seems good. And the reason being, it's not this turn. It's just your next fire spell does 2+ damage. It's just your next fire spell, period. So it's like studies. It's just whenever you play the next card, it just does the thing. And that thing is good. This works well with their Ignite. This works with the 1 mana fire thingy. This works with Fire Sale, which I've actually seen that one before. So yeah, this just seems like a really good card. The artwork on this is also pretty chill. I like this artwork a lot. The armor on this guy, it looks like it's the red dragon scale mage set. Not one of my most favorite of armors, but mildly acceptable. My bad, I keep saying he, I should say they. Yeah. But yeah, seems all right. All right, so with that, we've covered this card. Let's look at the next card real quick. I am gonna go pour our next drink, which is some Woodford Reserve bourbon. That should really enhance our card review. You know, hammer out some of these more competitive details because, you know, we play at an extremely high rank all of the time. And the decks that we play are literally only the best decks that the game has to offer. So the bourbon should definitely help enhance those sort of flavors. And yeah, I'm also hit the bathroom. So Draco's in charge until I come back, by the way. So behave, chat. Oh God, what does Draco do? I literally from the corner of my eye saw all these fucking emotes going in chat. Oh my God. All right, y'all want to hear a pretty chill sound? That's the sound of 1,000 dreams right there. So this is fantastic mid-game board clear. Like, this is fantastic, right? Like, the tradable makes this great. And it's a fire. Everything is 50% off now that our warehouse burned down. But this Draenei is losing his mind. That seems good. Seems like a good mid-range or mid-game removal. I saw Kibler accidentally play this twice when he wanted to trade it. I can see how that's going to get confusing, especially for those of us who play fast. So, all right, Sanctum Chandler. So he's like a fucking, he's like a, what do you call that? Wax. He's a waxy boy. He's a 5 mana, 4/5 elemental. After you cast a fire spell, draw a card. Okay. I mean, it doesn't seem that bad, right? I mean, you've got stuff like Hot Streak. You've got stuff like the, what is this called? First Flame. So, I mean, cheap fire spells seem to be reasonable. Thick Boy Auctioneer, yeah. I mean, it seems, again, he's another 5 mana card, chat. So he's gonna come off of Bear-Off. We always gotta, whenever you think of 5 mana, chat, you need to think of how it impacts Bear-Off, right? So seems like a good 5 mana card for Bear-Off when mages and rogues play him. So. Plus, Ignite is a win. I guess that's true, right? Because he says, after you cast a fire spell, which means you cast the fire spell would then shuffle into the deck, and then you would draw it, correct? So if the Ignites are the last cards in your deck, you could just go Elemental, and then you would go Ignite, Hot Streak. Well, you'd go Ignite, Ignite, Hot Streak, Ignite. Seems good. I mean, again, I don't know how good Mage will be or if that combo is viable, but obviously, seems pretty intense. Ignite shuffles into the deck before the draw. Yeah, because it's after, right? So the after, I think, makes it, is a very important keyword there. Oh, we got the clumsy courier. All right, 7 mana, 4/5, Battle Cry. Cast the highest cost spell from your hand. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Because if it said deck, it would actually be good. The fact that it's from the hand makes it not good. I mean, by turn 7, you probably have already like a pretty expensive spell. So I guess it's kind of similar. Honestly, it's very similar to that Dragon Caster lady. She's actually, this is literally the same thing as the Dragon Rider. This is literally Dragon Rider. Yeah, the Dragon Caster and Puzzle Box Mage. Yeah, this is just a better, yeah, this is basically just a better Dragon Caster. 100% Sergeant Teabag. Without a condition, yeah, that should be better stats without a condition. Dragon Caster is 6 mana now, though. Anyway, I still think it's better. I guess 6 mana makes... Is it really? I thought Dragon Caster was 7 mana. Did it get reverted or something? I don't know. Anyway, I don't like this card. Oh, it got reverted in Wild? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't play Wild. But yeah, this is just Dragon Caster, and Dragon Caster was really good. So, if they print us some, cast the high... I mean, it's randomly cast, though. It's not randomly cast, though. It says cast the highest cost spell from your hand. So if you have a box, right, or like a deep freeze, it's always gonna cast those highest costing spells. Wait, you're doing a giveaway? Yes, if you do exclamation point giveaway, it should take you to the link to be what's the word I'm looking for? Eligible and able to enter said giveaway. There are a couple hoops you have to jump through, like supporting the channel to get free shit, but I think it's a fair ask. I think the asking for what you could possibly receive is very equal. And I would like to thank Wolfram for that giveaway. Wolfram is the reason we are doing the giveaway. All right, Grand Magus Antonitis. Whoa, they've printed a lot of... They've done a lot of Archmage. Exclamation point giveaway. Oh, you're good, dude. It should be right above your comment there. All right, so this gotta be good, right? 8 mana, 6/6. I'm waiting for it. Battle Cry. If you've cast a fire spell on each of your last 3 turns, cast 3 fireballs at random enemies. What do we think, chat? What do we think? I actually don't know. To me, it seems bad. Honestly, to me, this seems bad. Because 3 turns in advance, right? You've got to play stuff for 3 turns in advance. Stat-wise, obviously, it needs to not be good stat-wise, so the stats are fine. 8 mana is I mean, that's a pretty expensive mage card. And remember, the fireballs are random, right? So if your opponent has 2 1s, 1 2s, like it's just random, right? So it could just completely fireball just tiny little things. So I don't think this belongs into Quest Mage at all. This is strictly a Fire Mage card. And I don't even think Fire Mage, from what we've seen, is going to be... I don't know, maybe Ignite makes it work. Maybe it's some endgame Ignite Antonitis combo. You know what I mean? Because once you get to that endgame and you're casting Ignite every turn, like, that's easiness, right? But what do you have? like it's very dependent. All right, so this is an obligation to, if Fire Mage is good, this guy is good. If Fire Mage is bad, this guy is bad. But I hate saying that shit because it doesn't give you, it's not a side. I'm just basically saying if I'm wrong, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's like I'm taking credit if it goes either way, which is not a good way to go. It makes me look good, but it doesn't actually give you guys anything, right? So I'm gonna have to, we gotta take a stance. I gotta take a stance. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be wrong. I'm gonna say, for the sake of fun, he will be decent. Which is still the same as saying, basically, he'll be okay. Which is the same as saying he's like an okay, like, God. Discover a secret weapon. Discover a secret weapon or divine shield minion. Bad. Right? It's trash. Just play a secret or a weapon or a divine shield, right? Just play one of those cards in your deck. Yo! The Ish with the gifted sub to 42. It's for the quest? Oh, okay. I haven't seen the quest yet. We'll get to there. So if anything changes my mind, then we'll go back and, you know, revisit the card. Yo, Tilt Baba with the follow. Welcome. Bunch of new follows today, guys. And appreciate you guys hanging out for the review stream. I normally don't, like, you know, I'm not a big reviewer. I don't do it a ton. So hopefully you guys are enjoying and enjoying the way I'm doing it. You know, I know it's not your most competitive look at some of these cards, but I like to have fun with Hearthstone. That's why I play the game. At any point in time I don't have fun playing Hearthstone, I don't play Hearthstone, so hopefully some of you can relate to that. Prismatic Jewel Kit. It's a 1 mana 0/3. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give minions in your hand +1/+1. Lose 1 durability. I mean, that seems like a lot. I mean, 1 mana to give everything in your hand +1/+1. Stuff has to lose Divine Shield, which means you have to play minions from your hand onto the battlefield. But I mean, stuff with Divine Shield is very cheap. 1 mana 1/1 Divine Shields like are very easy to come by, like rats. This doesn't really seem that hard to fulfill. And again, buffs are good. Buffs are big. I think your reviews are some of the best. Well, thank you, Draco. Appreciate that. A hand buff minion. All right. Well, to me, this seems good just off what I've read. It's a 1 mana, 3 durability. Can happen 3 times and +1/+1 on minions. Even if it occurs like twice, it's already like, even if it only hits like 1 minion twice, it's worth it. If it hits like, even if the initial hit hits 2 minions, it's already worth it. Like it seems pretty good. All right, so rise to the occasion. I have not seen this at all yet. So we have quest line, play 3 different 1-cost cards. Reward, you get a shitty weapon. Okay, so far, I don't like it at all. All right, pave the way. What do we got? Play 3 different 1-cost cards. Upgrade your hero power. Okay, so dude Paladin. Obviously, if we're upgrading the hero power, there's dudes involved, like lots of dudes, like many of dudes. Play 3 different, again, 1-cost cards, and you get the Lightborn. The Lightborn says it's a 5 mana 7/7 battle cry. For the rest of your game, your dudes have +2/+2. So you get upgraded hero power. Which way does it upgrade? Does it make it a 1 mana summon a 1/1? Or does it's a 2 mana summon 2 1/1s? I'm assuming it's 2 mana summon 2 1/1s, right? Because there's 2 different upgrades, right? There's gray. There's Baku and Gen. I'm assuming it did the Baku one. Okay. All right. So for 2 mana, you get, what are they? 3 3s? You get, yeah, 2 3 3s. And then obviously you would have played other cards to buff your dudes and whatnot. Playing the 3 different 1-cast cards though is kind of tough, right? So obviously, dude, if they knew that they were printing this, chat, how did first day of school not get hit? How did they not hit that? Because they nerfed it to doing, what was it? They nerfed like the mana or something. They nerfed it once and then they nerfed it again, right? They nerfed it twice, or do they only nerf first day once? But like, how, if they knew this card was coming out, how did they keep first day of school as long as they did? Like, they nerfed it twice, exactly. What, like, bro, what do they do? Like, this shit bothers me, because for those of you unfamiliar with Hearthstone and how its development cycle works, Hearthstone's development cycle, dude, they're like a year ahead of us. Like, this has already been developed. This shit that we're doing right now was developed a year ago. Like, it was created a year ago. They already knew all this was coming. So we had to endure first day of school at a 72.5% win rate in Paladin for 2 or 3 months for them to nerf it, not only once but twice, when they knew they were gonna have to nerf it eventually for Rise to the Occasion, because if the first day of school wasn't changed, this card at a 0 mana, like, they knew it was gonna have to get done. So we put up with first day of school for nothing. They would have changed it anyway. Silly. Anyway, Dude Paladin, we've seen Dude Paladin before. Honestly, if I'm be completely honest, I wish we would take a different route with Paladin. We already had a Quartermaster meta. We already had Genin Baku. We've already done the whole summon Silverhand recruits. I know the entire hero power revolves around summoning 1/1s. And when you summon basically the ability to have infinite minions regardless of stats, you have the ability to always be able to buff something, which is what Paladin does very well. Paladin always has Prince buff. It always has buffs, right? And that's because the hero power synergizes with buffs. You always have a minion, right? That's like a thing you can always count on, is you get little homies. The problem is, they haven't spiced it up at all, besides the one time... Song's good. The other Quest Paladin deck with the Reborn mechanic, and we got Mega Eggs. Who remembers the Dino Eggs? We love the Dino Eggs and the mechs, and then we synergized with the Dino Eggs to make more mechs, and we hero powered those to make more homies. That was fun. I liked the Reborn Paladin very, very much. It was one of my, I don't know why I enjoyed it so much, but I love that deck. It was terrible for a long time, but it was fun. But Dude Paladin, there's nothing fun about this, chat. We've been down this road. We've seen these dudes before. It's the same dude. They're the same dudes all the time. We need new dudes. New dudes, chat. No new friends. We need new dudes. Not these old dudes anymore. They're the same fucking dudes, dude. Not a fan of that quest. New dudes, that's right, Mike. That's right, chat. We stand together. Hashtag new dudes. City tax. Bro, I like this card already. Liz kills their best stuff and replaces it with terribleness. Reporting for Duty. Is Reborn coming back? No. What's your favorite class? Probably Warrior. Warrior, Druid, and Warlock. Probably my favorites. Yeah, Galvadon was fun. That was pretty cool, homie. All right, tradable. All right, so this is the tradable Paladin card. Lifesteal. All right, that's kind of weird for a Paladin card to have, to be completely honest. That's naturally not a holy thing. Lifesteal. I mean, that's very, like, dark, you know, not holy. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Why? All right, bro. What are they doing with Paladin? I understand this is a Stormwind Knight, so he's basically a fucking dude. And why is he basically like? Dude, Paladins are supposed to be like priests. They're supposed to be holy and righteous. Bro, this guy is taxing the Stormwind people and these poor vendors and shops. Look at how much he's taxing them, chat. He has bountiful amount of gold, and you can tell he's up to no good. This is a face, this face is up to no good, chat. He's supposed to be helping the city of Stormwind. This guy ain't doing nothing. He's about to spend this at the Stormwind strip club. I'll tell you that right now. He ain't depositing this at the Stormwind bank. I can tell you right now, this little fucker isn't depositing this at the bank and helping your local bread shop. I can promise you, he's going to wherever that pipe lady is and Hunter, the little lady with the rats. Yeah, I bet he's doing things with that bitch. He looks like he's up to no good. I can tell you that right now, chat. You're going in deep? No, this guy's going in deep. Do you not see this man's sacks? This man's bread is above his head. This man has so much fucking... Why does he only have one horse? Bro, where you need 2 horses for that amount of gold. So not only is he fucking the shops, he's fucking the people trying to make a living out here in Stormwind. Not that I give a fuck about Stormwind because I'm for the Horde. But this little horse... This little fucking horse can barely keep up with all this guy's greed. Look at his armor set. You got people in Stormwind looking like they're in fucking scraps. This man's wearing fucking tier 4 armor. Like, I am upset. I am upset. Fuck this guy. Fuck this dude. Anyway, so this works really well with Librams, which I really like that card too, because Librams are a really, really fun mechanic that I can't believe Blizzard finally made, where it basically involves playing the same green card every turn, inevitably forever, in a never-ending repeating cycle of just fun. And so they get to play Justice, or what is it? It's just something Justice, Justice of Hammer, Libram of Justice. And then they play City Tax, and then they kill all your shit. And that card, you know, the Justice card costs like, you know, 1 mana, because why not? So for 3 mana, they kill all your homies. They suck the life out of them because it has lifesteal, and they walk away with big sacks of cash that they're gonna spend on the Stormwind strip club. So, at the end of the day, chat, I can rightfully say I don't like this card, nor do I like Paladin anymore. I continue, it is a smooth brain-esque, I mean, oh god, chat, please, let the next card help us. Noble Mount, let's see how noble it is, truly. Let's see how noble Paladin will be. Give a minion +1/+1, and Divine Shield. When it dies, you summon a war horse. Where's the horse? Where's the horse picture? So it's just a 1/1 horse? It's not there. Man, it's a cool ass mount, I'm not gonna lie. So it's a 1/1 Divine Shield horse. So this does this noble mount, chat, works very well with the jewel kit. Because it gives something Divine Shield, right? And then they lose it, and then the horse has Divine Shield. So this singular card functions as a 2 prismatic jewel kit buff. This seems very good. Noble Mount seems basically like a better, what is it called? Hand of a Doll. Kinda. There's options now. Before you just play Hand of a Doll because it's good. It's a, you know, it's a buff and you draw a card. But now it has competition. It's got the mount. Seems good. All right, 3 mana, 2/2. Draw a minion. Give minions in your hand +1/+1. Bro, this shit's crazy. This card is insane. This card is insane, right? Like, a 3 mana 2/2 draw a card is already pretty good. But it gives everything in the hand +1/+1? Really? How this? I don't know. This guy's face is kind of freaking me out a little bit here. Maybe not. He looks like a Curtis, but Curtis is already a Demon Hunter card. What does he look like? It's not a Tom. He has no pupils. Well, this one straight up, he doesn't. I guess he's looking off into the distance, but it straight up doesn't look like he has a pupil here. Like, it just looks like a wide eye. He looks like a Justin. That's a Justin. Justin the Justice Knight. Justice the Boner Man. All right. Anyway, this card is crazy good. Yeah, hand buff Nov, like, the card is so good. That card is, you played the green card. Like, Paladin, why is Paladin always just play the green card, bro? Like, why can't Paladin have some cards that require at least the, like, the acceleration of, like, at least more than 2 brain cells at each other? Like, the combined total of thought process in Paladin is, like, max 2 brain cells. Like, it is astonishing. Like, Demon Hunter requires many brain cells, multiple turns in a row, which is pretty good. Paladin? Bro, your brain doesn't even need brain cells. It just needs to be smooth. Whatever. Catacomb Guard. All right, this guy looks like he could be smart. He's a 3 mana 1/4. Lifesteal. What is up with this lifesteal? Bro, you are a paladin. You do not lifesteal. You heal with holiness. You don't need lifesteal. There's literally not a single fucking paladin ability in World of Warcraft that gives lifesteal. That is a demon hunter, warlock. That is not a paladin thing. What are you doing? Deal damage equal to this minion's attack to an enemy minion. Oh my god. Bro, what are they doing, bro? It's an auto-include. It's more auto-include, man. You play buff paladin. Okay, you play the card that has lifesteal, gets buffed, hits your opponent's shit. I don't know, man. I don't think... Was I this upset when I was reviewing the other classes, chat? I don't recall being... I must really not like Paladin, chat. I must have a personal subconscious vendetta. I like this. I mean, you like it now, and then when you're playing a deck and somebody Catacomb guards you for 6 damage, and it's a 6/4 for 3 mana, and then they hit you in the face and heal for 12 off of a 3 mana minion and 2 for 1 you, you're not gonna be so happy. Were you this drunk when reviewing the last set? Dude, I'm not even drunk. I had 2... What do you call them? Not sparkling waters. Seltzers. This is me pretty sober, man. I would have to, like... We haven't even taken a sip of our bourbon yet. Alright. Tipsy? Nah, you should come for a normal stream. Our sober streams are a lot weirder than this. I'll tell you that right now. This is me being pretty calm, tame. All right, Lightbringer's Hammer, 3 mana 3/4, lifesteal, can't attack here. What the fuck is it? What? What? Bro, it has holiness radiating off of this, and it has lifesteal. Bro, they've lost their minds. They've lost their minds. Oh my god, Highland Hero. Holy shit. Bro. Highland Hero just cashed in 25k bingo bucks to shut y'all up. Alright. See you in like 5 to 10 minutes, chat. It's been good knowing you. My god. Highland Hero just nay-nayed the entire room. Now you must alright, so chat, this is where the stream gets interesting. So now, when I ask you about a card, you have to inform me what you think about that card through emotes. And for those of you who are new here, I'm really efficient at doing this. Whatever you put into chat, I can read it. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know. I just know it, chat. You may think I'm crazy, but when you put your little emoticons and you put them in there, I know what you're saying. It's like reading lines of chat. It's pretty intense. You may think I don't, but it's good. Capital Skittles, it'll be fine. Trust me, it'll be fine. We've been through this before. It's cool. First Blade of Rin. 4 mana, 3/5. Divine Shield, Battle Cry. Gain rush if this has at least 4 attack. All right, so another auto include into the buff Paladin. So the we've had a lot of deck discovery here, and they're making it really hard to figure out which cards are going to be able to fit into this new archetype. And I am so glad that they've printed this card to help us figure out which possible cards can fit into this buff Paladin deck. Because obviously this seems like a really good card. A 4 mana, what will be a 4/5 rush Divine Shield. By the way, I love the armor set here. I'm not really a big fan of like the casual guard attires, but that's a really cool sword, helmet, and shoulder piece. I'm not really sure about the fuzzy belt, because in Stormwind, it's not very cold there, chat. So having a little fuzzy belt area is completely unnecessary. It doesn't even fit the role of this armor set at all. So I don't know what the bush there is doing, but regardless of the bush, the sword, the helm, and the shoulder pads are pretty chill. All right, the legendary Paladin card right here. This is gonna be good. This is gonna get my faith back into Paladin. I've never seen, this is gonna be good, chat. They would never print an auto include into this buff Paladin deck. This is gonna pave the way for a new archetype. High Lord 4 Dragon. 6 mana, 5/5. Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give a minion in your hand thickness. Bro. This thing's good, right? 6 mana, 5/5. Whenever a bitch loses Divine Shield, 5+5, that's huge. That's huge. If this thing doesn't die and shit's just taking off Divine Shield, dude, you're gonna have like a 20, 25. Like that 5+5 is huge. Bro, that's bigger than a Blessing of the Kings, and that's worth 4 mana. And this guy has Divine Shield, so even if you don't even have Divine Shield, this is basically a 6 mana 10/10. And as we know, it being split into 2 bodies is better than it just be. I mean, it is a little slow. Don't get me wrong. This is a slower card because it doesn't have rush, and of course, Paladin's new ability to have lifesteal. But it seems good. I'm also questioning where this man's sword. There it is, sword. Okay, all right, that's where his sword is. It kind of blended in with his shield area there. I'm gonna be honest though, your armor's looking kind of like I don't want to say prestigious. What is the word I'm looking for? Like pompous. Like, hey, I know that guy. What's his name? I know that guy, City Tax. And me and City Tax, yeah. That's how I got this armor. Like, this shit's probably very expensive, chat. Like, who puts gold into their armor? I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, you don't need to put gold into your armor. You don't see demon hunters rolling around with their gold and plated armor. Demon hunters have it raw with war glaives and shit. You got here Paladin with their preppy little, gotta wear my golden bracers with them gem-studded diamonds. Gotta collect my city tax. Ha ha!